don't make this mistake as a new rapper. It's very easy to overstretch your vinyl. We're gonna show you some tips today how to keep your stretch where it should be and off the edges, so in a week or two after your client leaves, it doesn't come back and you have to fix it.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay it up here and we're gonna stretch it over this contour down into this area, and we're gonna try to keep our stretch up here so it doesn't start peeling here and cause the problems. So let's just get this scrap piece. Boom. Now we're gonna pretend that this whole thing is a piece though. Let me get this stuck up here. We don't care about that top piece. All right. And if you guys can see, all that is a problem. Okay, let me grab my heat gun. So this is the most important part. You start with your hand and then you move the heat up, because when you start pulling, it's gonna stretch at the hottest place. So if you start here and move in, by the time that you stop and start stretching, it's gonna stretch here and not here where it would fail. So let's get a little heat on there. Nice and consistent, very smooth. Take your time. Don't go back. Give it a second. And then we're gonna pull. And we're gonna fix our on that lip. There we go. Fix those wrinkles and boom. Now let's lock that down. We're gonna lift that up to see our stretch. Now, if it was overstretched, we'll give you an example in a minute what it would look like. Now, because we pulled it this way, when we put heat on it, it's gonna wanna go back to its natural form. But if we did it correctly, all our stretch should be here, so this shouldn't be affected, and you'll see it here. See how it's still laid flat? There's a little here, but that's not overdone. Look, we can get those out with our finger. And then all this is properly done. And now we're gonna show you an example of what isn't properly done. All right, guys, new piece of vinyl, new problem. Let's get this setting up there. Okay, now we're going to start in the middle and we're going to heat towards our hand. And this might seem the easiest way to get it flat. And it is the easiest way to get it flat, but that's where the problems come. You can't always force the easy way, you got to force it the right way. So we're going to start here and heat it up towards our hand. And I did this for a lot of years. Come in, stretch it down. Fix those wrinkles. Those wrinkles. Y'all get it. All right. That was annoying. Probably should be wearing my glove. Okay, let's see how much stretch this is down here. Because I want you guys to think, right, that if all that stretch is here, not here, this whole area will hold that stretch. But since we have our stretch down here, there's nothing holding it. And that's why things fail. Let's see how bad we stretched it. You guys see that? You see how much is moving? See all those ugly wrinkles? That's what you don't want. And you should always heat your edges before you do any cutting, because if it looks like that, you want to pick it up and redo it. Don't think it's gonna last, because it won't. You'll see your client again in a month and they'll be wondering what you did. You have to fix it. So always heat your edges, always check them. The sharper the wrinkle, the more stretch and the quicker it's gonna fail. Because it will look perfect when you send it out the door. But I promise you it will not last. I've had to deal with it a lot of times. So as you guys can tell, the only thing I did different in those two demonstrations was where I started and where I finished heating. The safest bet, start with your hand, work your way in, and you'll be safe. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, we got more tips coming.